This week's Torah portion of Vayera begins with God paying a sick call to Abraham. Abraham has just experienced his bris, and God comes to wish him well. And they're involved in a conversation when all of a sudden there are three people in the distance coming towards Abraham, and to him, he doesn't know that they are angels. To him, they're just Arabs traveling. And you'll never guess what? Abraham stops his discussion with God and runs towards the strangers and welcomes them into his home and serves them a delicious meal. And we learn an important concept from this. More important is welcoming guests into our home than even having a discussion with God. And in fact, what we're told is that Abraham used to welcome people into his tent and serve them delicious meals and then start talking to them about God. And that's how he brought more and more people into the Jewish fold. That's what hospitality can do. From there, the three strangers, it turns out, are messengers from God on their way to the city of Sodom, which is to be destroyed for its wickedness. And who do these three meet in Sodom? Lot, Abraham's nephew. What's a man like Lot doing in Sodom? Well, in last week's Torah portion, we are told that Abraham and Lot used to operate together, but then their herdsmen got into arguments, and Abraham and Lot just couldn't get along. And Abraham says to Lot, "You go your way, and I'll go mine." And there's a medrash which criticizes Abraham and says, to everyone else, you're so welcoming and you bring into your home. To your own nephew, to your own family, you weren't able to do this. We Jews are famous for taking care of our own. In the early years here in America, we helped establish nursing homes and hospitals and dowries for brides and orphanages. No Jew was left to fend for himself. But what about today? Today, it's a new world. I started thinking about this when there was news about the opening of the new Philharmonic Hall at Lincoln Center in New York called the Geffen Hall. It's based on a gift given by David Geffen of $100 million. David Geffen is in the Forbes list of the richest. What's his background? His background is his parents, one of whom was a Holocaust survivor, met in Palestine, got married, moved to America. Where was David Geffen born? In Borough Park, Brooklyn, where his mother had a clothing store. His roots are so Jewish, but his philanthropy, I'm reading to you from Wikipedia. In 1995, he donated $5 million towards UCLA's Westwood Playhouse. According to Forbes and other sources, Geffen has pledged to give whatever money he makes to charity. And that includes a $200 million unrestricted endowment for the School of Medicine at UCLA, The school named its theater after him. And then he gave $100 million to New York University School of Medicine. And then he gave the largest donation that was given at that time for the Avery Fischel Hall. And he has pledged $46 million to UCLA Medical School. And then he gave $150 million to the Yale School of Drama. In September, he gave Columbia's, September of 2021, he gave a gift of $75 million to Columbia's business school. You hear any Jewish institutions? Maybe he has, but I don't know. I haven't heard of them. And if he has, it certainly is not in the amounts that he has given to some of these other institutions. And he's not alone. Listen to these words. Separately, I analyzed the giving patterns of the 33 Jews who made the 2016 Forbes 400 list of richest Americans. From there, I found an average of only 11% of the giving through their foundation backs Jewish causes. 11% for the Jews and 90% for the rest of the world. There are a lot of people out there in the rest of the world, and they're not giving money to Jewish causes. Don't we have a responsibility first and foremost to our own? Yes, the Philharmonic, the symphony, the libraries, the medical schools, please, thank God we Jews are generous. But what about to our own? Do you know how many kids, based on one of David Geffen's gifts, could spend the summer at a Jewish camp, or have a scholarship to a Jewish day school, or have a trip to Israel paid for? Listen, this is the law in the code of Jewish law, the Shulchan Aruch. Any relative should be given preference to a stranger. This is in regard to charity. A brother of one's father to a brother of one's mother, the poor of his own house to the poor of the city at large, the poor of his own city to the poor of other cities, and the poor that dwell in the Holy Land to those who dwell in other lands. Abraham took care of everyone, but he passed on Lot. Let's not make the same mistake. Have a good Shabbat.